Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Here are 10 tips for getting the most from your iPhone. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 750 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. You know how on a Mac you can save anything as a PDF as long as you can print it? You can just go to Print and then Save as PDF. You can do the same thing on the iPhone. So for instance, say you're looking at a web page. You can go to the Actions button here and then go to Print. And then what you want to do is pinch apart with 2 fingers and it will turn it into a PDF. You can now share it and send it as an email, a message, or save to your files. Now every time we open up a new link in Safari we get a new Safari tab. So if you look at your tabs, usually you have a lot of them. You can one by one click the little X here to close each one. But a quicker way to do it is simply to tap and hold the Tabs button here. And then you'll get a selection including Close All Tabs. But if you'd rather not have all those tabs in the first place, you could go to Settings and then down to Safari and then go to Close Tabs and then select Manually, which is the default, or close the tab after 1 day, a week, or a month. Just setting it to a week may actually make a big difference in the number of tabs you have open. Ever wish you could go to sleep listening to music and then have the music automatically turn off after a period of time? Well, you can do that, but you won't find that in the Music app. Instead, go to the Clock app and from there go to Timer and then set the timer for the number of minutes and then change when timer ends from a sound to the last selection, which is Stop Playing. And now music in the Music app will stop playing when the timer is finished. So ever see one of those little boxy QR codes somewhere? Like now we see them all the time in restaurants to be able to view the menu on your iPhone. Well, you don't need any special app to use one of those. They just link to a URL and you could do it in the Camera app of your iPhone. So just activate the camera, point it at one of these QR codes, and you'll get a little notification at the top. You tap that and it will take you right to the URL. Note that there is a setting for this. In Settings under Camera there's Scan QR Code. So make sure you have that turned on. So if you ever need a level, like while you're building something or maybe just hanging a picture, you could do it on your iPhone using the Compass app. Notice in the middle there is a circle and a crosshair. And if you line that up with the larger crosshair, you know you've got your iPhone perfectly level. And even if you turn your iPhone on the side, you could see the crosshair there and you can line it up perfectly with that line and get a perfect level from your iPhone. Now you can use it while you're actually taking a photo as well. So go into Settings and under Camera again turn on Grid. Now when you have the grid on, if you go to take a photo and you want to take it straight down and want to make sure your camera is perfectly flat, you can look for the little crosshair in the middle and there's a second crosshair as well. When you line those up perfectly, then you know you've got your camera perfectly level above the surface. Now if you're like me, you actually don't use a ringtone. I always have my iPhone on silent and I have it vibrate if I get a phone call. Well, you can customize those vibrations and create your own patterns to identify different people that are calling. So go into Sounds and Haptics in the Settings app. Then go to Ringtone and then under Vibration and then you've got some standard vibrations here, but you could also create a new one. Then you tap and hold to create the vibrations. Then hit Stop and then Save. Call it what you want and save it. And now you can see it here in the custom list. To assign it to a contact, go into your Contacts app, select a contact, tap Edit, and then go to Ringtone and set the vibration to that custom vibration. Now if you have too many apps on your iPhone and you want to free up some space, you can delete an app. But then it also deletes the data associated with that app, how you're logged in and everything. Instead you can offload an app so that it gets rid of the bulky app itself but keeps all of its data. And then to reload it all you need to do is tap it just like you're going to launch it. To do this go into Settings and then under General go to iPhone Storage. And then tap the app that you want to clear out. And you can see here this app takes up a lot of space for the app itself and not as much for the documents and data. If I use Offload App here, it will get rid of the app, free up all of that app space while keeping the documents and data. And you can see I could easily reinstall the app here, or I can just launch the app like normal and it will download it right there and then I can use it again. Now when you want to move apps around on your home screen, you can tap and hold and wait, and then you can drag it around. But you can do it with more than one app. So for instance, if I wanted to move a bunch of apps from this screen to another screen, while I'm dragging around with one finger, I could take another finger and I could tap on other apps, group them together, and move this bunch to another screen or anywhere I want. Now, do you ever miss the notification for a message and only find out later when you look at the Messages app that you've got this notification from somebody from hours ago? Well, you could avoid that by having it repeat the notification. Go into Settings and then look for Notifications and then scroll down to Messages. Under here you can set Repeat Alerts to repeat twice, 3 times, 5 times, or 10 times. If you have it set to 10 times, it's going to be hard to miss a notification. So I hope you found these tips useful. Thanks for watching. I publish new tutorials every weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Then hit the little bell icon to get notifications for each new tutorial.